I wanna, guys, when it comes to Advocate Mshololo, I know. Today, Advocate Mshololo was on fire. You know, Advocate Mshololo exposed the cell phone expert. You know what I'm saying? Because now I somehow believe that he was an expert until Advocate Mshololo decided to do the damage. And she did the damage. No, that woman, she's evil. No, she did the damage. You know what I'm saying? I know she did the damage. She asked simple, basic, yet fundamental questions that at the end of it all, then it makes you realize that the state is plotting to pin these 5 people, but they are plotting never to arrest Ukeli Kumalo, and that leaves a lot to be desired. And also, the state is trying to paint, or is trying to persuade us into thinking that, yeah, because they were hitmen, then they trying to pin this into the hitmen. But the questions asked by Advocate Mshololo is that, from your investigation, does your evidence inform this court if there is anything that was conspired between Mr. Ntuli and Kelly Kumalo? Meaning to say, have you ever found any evidence that seeks to suggest that these people, maybe they were planning some illegal activities? Because you can't prove that, then you can't arrest this person. Guys, I don't know if you saw what I'm saying. If you cannot prove that there was that conversation was illegal, or they were planning something illegal, then you can't arrest these people that you are putting that are before the court. Accused number 1 up to 5. I was like, wow. We're gonna talk about her when she exposed him about the qualifications. And mind you, she's doing the damage without doing the damage. She's just asking the questions. Where did you obtain your education? And I'm like, wow, this woman. But before we do all of these things, guys, are you interested to know more about all of these things? Then, guys, I put it to you that you stick around. As you stick around, I put it to you guys that you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of these nice things, good people? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. So definitely, good people, the power here is in your hands. Guys, if you click this sign, then if you click it, it shows the YouTube algorithm that it needs to promote these videos to as many people as possible so we can reach from 100,000. And I must be thankful for the fact that we now have a video that is sitting on 80 something thousand views. Other videos sitting on 53,000 views in a space of a day. It is true. Look, it is because of you guys. Also, one last thing, guys, please watch as many ads as possible. That is the best way to support as far as finances are concerned. Lastly, and I said that one was the last one. Please watch this video till the end, because I'm gonna take you into confidence. Why even Advocate Mshololo, she's even trending as of now, as we speak. It is because of the things that she did. She did the damage today. I'm like, hey, woman. She took a leave just so that she can come back and do the damage, and he did it. Just this question: from your investigation, does your evidence inform this court if there is anything that was conspired between Mr. Ntuli and Kelly Kumalo? Meaning to say, because you are a colonel, you know what I'm saying, you have an investigation. Does that investigation prove beyond reasonable doubt that these people actually, they were really planning against Senzo Mayo? And I'm like, wow. In as much as that exonerate Kelly Kumalo in a way, but then once it exonerate to Kelly Kumalo, then it also exonerate what? Accused number 5 that is represented by Advocate Mshololo. I'm like, wow. Leave this woman, my friend. But then if you arrested accused number 5 on the basis, or on, let's say there's let's say you arrested accused number 5 based on these investigations, right? We will say fair enough. But then there's one thing that we're going to ask from you, and that thing is you need to arrest also Kelly Kumalo, because you left Kelly Kumalo, you know what I'm saying? But you arrested the other. I don't know if you see what I'm saying. You've gathered this type of investigation. After gathering this type of investigation, then you accidentally choose to whom you arrest. That's our problem. You know what I'm saying? That has been my problem. So I think they keep proving me right. Number 2, she asked this simple, basic question. Aibo, is there any illegality between the communication? is there any legality between the communication between number and the number you said belongs to Mr. Ntuli and Kelly Khumalo? When she asked that question, I asked myself this question as well. Uguti, I remember I seeing a comment that says this thing of him telling us about this call called so and so. It's nice. It was nice when he started, but towards in the middle, I was no longer impressed because it is pointless for us to know that you called me. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what did you say. How many of you guys have brothers that are doing drugs? Those people, chances are they commit crime. Are we going to arrest you over the conversation that you, or the fact that you once called a person that was on drug? Let's leave your next of kin. There are people that you meet, maybe it's your friend or whatever. Are we going to arrest you for calling your friend that is now heavily involved in drugs? No, we can't. We need to know, if we are to arrest you, we need to know what did you say? What was your what was there in that conversation that will warranty us to arrest you? But here we've got accused number 1 to 5 that have been arrested just over the fact that they had a conversation with Kelly Khumalo, but Kelly Khumalo is not arrested. We don't know what they say. It's like, honestly speaking, now I'm sitting here, I'm like, advocate, you twisted my mind. She twisted my mind when she asked that. And she said that you said that the number communicating with Miss Kelly Khumalo remind me of those dates, and then Mr. Colonel said that 2 August to 15 October. Remember, guys, I'm reading. I'm starting from the end towards the back, right? I'm not doing it the chronological order. I'm starting it the other way around, right? So then he confirmed that. Can you tell this court if you were able to pick up the conversation between the two devices? Then says no. So that's our problem as well, to say, if you don't know what did they say, then what's the point of being here? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of even be able to insinuate that these are the criminals? Hey, I wonder this thing. This thing is the same as Zandi Khumalo saying, she gets to court, and then her blood, her emotions, and her feelings just came back and said, this is the person. When if you're sitting there and you're thinking of it, like, think about it. It's the same thing. It's just that this one, he's an expert, but this one, this one just said emotions. But sit down and look at it. Like, sit down and look through. You will notice that this is actually the same thing. How do you even think that you're going to arrest these people if you don't know what they said to Kelly Khumalo? Even if I contacted you not knowing you, that's not a case. And then, hey, there's another one. Hey, when the advocate was on fire today, then she asked this question as well. She asked this question, and she said that in those name, in whose name was this record then? And then this man says, I don't know. The previous question was, through your investigation, was it placed at the crime scene on the date of the incident? And said no. Then she asked the second question, and the second question is, in whose name this was recorded to? And then Mr. Colonel Stell said, I don't know, and the address, I am not sure. So wait a minute. We have been listening to Colonel Stell telling us things. You telling us that this was recorded, and we didn't ask the right question until the advocate Mshololo asked these questions. Then you're beginning to ask yourself a question. Just because I use a number that was recorded doesn't necessarily mean that does it mean that it's my number. I remember seeing a comment that says hitmen don't use numbers that are recorded. Criminals in general, they don't use numbers that are recorded. No, they hardly use that. Now it makes sense when you hear that. No, actually, because there was an argument, it actually revealed that Mr. Ntuli, he used a number that was recorded, but not on his name. So then, how you see that the point that I've been trying to prove to you, that They are insinuating to us, selling the idea to the public, but they are not necessarily presenting the fact to the public. And I've got a problem with the fact that they are selling the idea that because there was a communication, therefore it warrants them to arrest suspect number 1 to 5. But right there and there, we ask, why leave Kaylee? If you arrested them on this basis, why leave Kaylee? I hope you're beginning to see what I'm showing you, that there is a deliberate effort from the state never to touch Kaylee. They are trying by all means to even protect her, but the more they try, it's the more they fail. The next time they bring us any, whether brigadier, colonel, we don't care. Let's not follow that with emotions, because clearly these people are showing us flames now. Once they get exposed, so simple, so easy. You know what I'm saying? And then, can you tell this court that the person who made the call on such a day with Mr. Ntuli? And Stan says, that's correct. I can't tell if I saw the phone in his hand. Yo. Let me ask you a question. You have a girlfriend. Oh, let me use an incident that happened. There is a person called Sims, right? She's got a channel. The channel has got about 92,000 subscribers, right? So not long ago, the husband to Sims, right, decided that he's going to expose Sims, right, for cheating. So while Sims, right, was sleeping, he took the phone, logged in, and uploaded pictures to the public platform, her Instagram, So that's how we got to see. Right there, guys, there's an example. The example is, just because there were pictures that were leaked online doesn't mean that just because there were pictures that were leaked online by Sims Right's phone, through Sims Right's social media account, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was Sims Right. We got to know that it was the husband. Follow the same logic right there, right? You can't say that just because I made my phone made a call to this number, therefore it is me who made that call. Do you see that logic? It could be my wife if I'm married. It could be one of my child. It could be one of my cousin. It could be one of my friend using my phone. Guys, let me show you something. Do you remember that according to Tapseng's testimony, when she was at the hospital, whose phone did they use? Kelly Kumalo, when they were calling about Chico, whose phone did they use? I want you to figure that for a moment. I don't want to tell you, whose phone did they use? You don't get it? They're using Tapseng's phone. So just because Ntapseng made a phone to Chico doesn't necessarily mean that Ntapseng now has a relationship with Chico. No, Ntapseng borrowed a phone to, you know what I'm saying, to Kelly, and Kelly made a call with Tapseng's phone. Do you get it? So if you start following that, they gave us that evidence. So take that evidence, compare it with this one. If Zandi testifies and say, oh, Tapseng testified that they used my phone to call Chico, then you say, no problem. Then Mshololo tell us the same question. Now it is twisted, asking the state now. Can you please tell this court that the person who made the call on such a day, on such a day is Mr. Ntuli? And Stan said, no, actually, I don't know. That's when you realize that, yeah, actually this question makes sense. Guys, hey, yabona today. I know. I give props to the advocate. Yo, yabona today, guys. Advocate Mshololo just came up from a different angle, and she caused the damage. I'm just wondering what more damage is she going to cause tomorrow. But she just caused the damage. Yo. And think about what I've just told you now. Then if you say it was not Ricard is in Mr. Ntuli's name, how can you say it belongs to him? Yeah. I was like, wow. Yabona ziyabuya la 4:10. Ba ba ba. The information I have is that it was used by him. But remember the question. How can you say it belongs to him? Not was used by him. Therefore, he got it wrong. He took an off-ramp. No, the information I have, it says it was used by him. All right. No problem. Remember, previously, I've just told you that they don't know who was using that phone, right? The content of that phone. Now, I'm interested to know, how do they know that, yes, it was him who... Balance me there. The example that Tap saying, remember that one, right? So they said it was used by him. Now, I want to know this. How do they know? Because remember previously, they've just been telling us that they don't know the content in the SMSs and the calls. But they know that there was a call. The call was made from this call to this call, or from this number to this number. So if that's the case, you telling me that, I take that, and then, but I take it with, look, I take that and I start to think a little bit deeper about it, right? So then I ask myself, how do you know that sure it was him? Because you did not, at least if you were able to read the SMSs between this man and Kelly, right? Or at least if you were able to listen to the conversation between this man and Kelly, then I can trust you with certain that, but I can trust you with certain that, sure, you know very good it was him. But remember now, Mr. Colonel still has not provided with the content within the calls and the SMSs. So how do you know that it was used by him? These people. Can you tell this court with certain if the number said to belong to number 2 was used by number 2? It's the same question that I've just asked you. And it's going to be a difficult question now, because you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that it was him. Remember, Mr. Stein says, I don't know, because I don't know when the call was made, that really the phone was at his end. Do you see that you're beginning to see that? Somebody says it looks like we hyped the wrong person. Until they ask such a question, then I realize that no, it's true. It appears like we hyped the wrong person here. Aibo, give props to Advocate Mshololo. Give props to Advocate Mshololo, guys.